Watershed Board of Zoning Appeals in session. I used to do a nice spiel here in the beginning, but there's only 2 people in the room. Because of this COVID stuff, I think we'll stick strictly to, you're asking for a variance, so I'll explain what a variance is, and whatever the next one's a variance, and I'll do it again in there. So, this is a quasi-judicial hearing, basically follow the procedure of you present your case, what you want to do, and we ask if anybody wants to support that, and if anybody wants to disagree with that, and you have a chance to rebut. We do swear you in. Anybody wants to speak must be sworn in. We have 10 days to make a decision. Most likely we'll make a decision, and we've changed that to as soon as we're done with the hearing of your case, we will go into deliberations. You're not allowed to speak anymore, but you're welcome to sit here and listen to the reasons we do or don't want to do what you're doing. And I just remembered I don't have my phone on Do Not Disturb, so let's all put our phones on Do Not Disturb or something along that line. I don't really need to go for anything else here. What do you guys think? We'll start with the reading of the notice. Bruce will read the notice. We'll read any letters or comments at my discretion. If we almost always read them for the record, unless there's multiple repetitive ones. Sworn testimony of the witness in favor again, and you'll do it the way I just described. And that's about it. Anybody want to add anything? All right, let's move on then. Read particularly there, Bruce, for VR 806.
Well, let's start with one thing. We had 4 cases, and 2 of them, one has been canceled. That is SE 486. They've withdrawn for prep. And SE 485 for Newsom has been continued until next month. So we are down to VR 807, Belvea LLC for expansion of nonconformity. And I believe Jay is here to present that case.
We got 806.
Yeah, you got.
We're starting with 807. Sorry.
Well, mine didn't do
Sorry.
I've been overruled. Guess we're starting with 807.
All you have to do is take the one on the bottom, put it on the top, and the one on the top goes on the bottom.
I'm already shuffling.
Oh, well,
I'm not-
then
I'm not- I have no idea where it's going. Just keep me
Say
straight.
something first before she gets it all.
You have the order?
We have to swear you in.
Do solemnly swear affirm the testimony you're about to give this application for a variance before the Big Creek Watershed Board of Zoning Appeals, truth, whole truth. So you swear or affirm?
I do.
Something new.
That's all in one piece.
I'm sorry, I'm getting organized here. One other thing about a variance, I hope you've read the ordinance, but basically, you have to prove that there's a practical difficulty and hardship with the property that lies with the land or the building or some problem. And so just keep that in mind. That's what we're looking for. All right, go ahead.
Okay. I just wanted to talk briefly. I'm Darlene Riley Sawyer. I am the owner of Belvea LLC and consequently now the owner of Pond Run Saloon. I bought that back in August. And the reason I was interested in buying it was because my family's property borders that on 2 sides. And I wanted to have some control over what happens there. And we also wanted to make the place more aesthetically pleasing. It's kind of run down. And to make it more comfortable for people around the area and make it more family friendly, that people really want to go there and spend some time there. But the health department let us know that we need to bring it up to code and make it ADA compliant. So that is why we're here. And Jay Cole will explain the logistics of what we had in mind and why we asked for a variance.
Yeah, I can do. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about to give in this application for a variance for a decreased watershed or zoning appeals, the truth, the whole truth, so you swear or affirm?
I did.
Name and address for the record.
J. Cole, 533 Boy Scout Road, Brooklyn, Maryland.
Okay, you, part of this organization?
She's my mother-in-law, so I'm married into the family, and our house sits right above the hill of Pond Run, so I drive past it every day. The driveway is 20 feet past the entrance to Pond Run, so this is why I'm involved with to help out the family with the variance request. So again, the purpose of the variance request is to make the bathrooms ADA compliant. The expansion involves moving two of the bathroom is located kind of as an extension out of the main property on the road side of the building. And the bathrooms are roughly 6 feet deep by 3.5 feet wide. So maybe people have been in there. It is not handicap accessible. So as we try to modernize the building, as I mentioned, we want to bring this to a place where family friendly and bring it up to code. We examined ways that we could potentially expand the bathrooms, and the hardship exists if we try to expand inside the building. You hit the load bearing wall of kind of the main part of the structure. Inside the wall runs the propane line, the electric line, the water lines, and then so if you go inward to get the space needed to be ADA compliant, you also impact the bar area to modify the bar location and prep areas. So it's really challenging, and the hardship exists. We can't locate bathrooms to another place within the building, it's just not practical. So we feel the only feasible solution to really get the space is to ask for an expansion. The expansion would be moving the one wall kind of parallel to Boy Scout, 3 feet towards the Boy Scout Road, and the other wall like 4 feet to the side. That would give us 77 square feet addition, which would be enough to do the ADA compliance. So based on that, like we've gone through and tried to figure out all other options, and we think this is the best way. We want to make this a place that people come to. So if we look through the requirements for a variance, is this contrary to the public interest? I don't think we could argue that we're trying to do the best to make it compliant. As far as greater profit, we're not getting any greater profit from expanding the bathrooms because we're not expanding the seating area unless someone's going to eat and drink in the bathroom since they're nice now. But I don't think there's any greater profit. It's actually going to be pretty expensive for us to do this. We believe this is in harmony with the ordinance. We want to make this modernized. And we don't think it affects the adjacent property owner. She owns most of the property around it. And I believe we had some feedback.
We had 2 property owners that called in and they were for the letting them update it and make it nicer.
We appreciate the comments of the neighbors.
For what it's worth too, I think we have all done.
Yeah, but I think you've also seen how there's been minor upgrades over the years, and we drive past it every day. We want to make this better, so we're going to take the time to do it right and try to figure out the best solution, and that's kind of why we're here. And the proposed expansion, we recognize it is an extension of the building above the 35% that was allowed previously, but we feel like this is the best option to kind of go the route for an expansion to do this. And the last point is that the extension would be proportional to the size of the existing building, and actually will square off the building nicely where there's currently kind of jut outs from the previous expansion over time. So we feel like this will improve the aesthetic of it by providing a kind of the betterment of the community and the public welfare. So it's not a huge expansion, but it is an expansion. So I think at this point, if you guys have any questions.
Did we hear anything back from the county road?
We have not yet. We can put that as a contingency on if that's fair.
And you touched on the previous approval and, I don't know, 77 square feet, it's not exactly.
It's smaller than your guest room in your house probably, so it's like an L-shaped expansion, but again, I think this is the hardship is if we have to build it inside the bar, it's not practical basically, so that's why we're going down the route to see if we can get permission to do the exterior. It's only for the bathrooms, there's nothing to the seating capacity or the actual restaurant itself.
The exterior is gonna be matched. Fit like this.
I'm sorry?
The exterior finish gonna be matched to.
Yeah, it will be a seamless, like a building sign right now, instead of, for whoever lives in there and drives past it, it's multicolored and,
Yes, I'm gonna drive by it.
Bruce is at the end, and I'm Bob, and we drive past that every day, both ways.
do you long blink as you pass it?
No, I get thirsty. It's sort of a Pavlovian response, yeah.
So maybe, I think Bruce mentioned that maybe you didn't have a chance to drive past it, but there's an existing sign, a pawn run sign there, and the one post that's closest to the building is essentially as far out as the expansion will go. So we're still, from a survey that Century Engineering did, we're still 6 feet away from the setback from the neighborhood. So it would be reducing it from around 10 feet to 6 feet. But, I mean, this was our best option, and that's what we're presenting to you.
Just for clarity, it's not from the setback, it's actually from the front property line.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, good clarification.
Bruce, anything?
We're supposed to hand out these variances sparingly and consider every aspect of it. I understand the hardship. Would you say that this is the minimum variance you can ask for to accomplish your goal? I mean, it appears to me it is.
Yeah, so with the bathrooms being 3.5 feet wide right now, that 4 feet expansion split over 2 bathrooms gives us the 5 feet turning clearance in the bathroom. So that's why the width is needed. And then we would have to go 2 feet kind of depth towards the road to get the placement for the turning radius, plus the toilet, plus the sink. So, and then that matches up with the side of the existing building where the kitchen is, and it juts out. So it kind of makes it a seamless square instead of kind of a stair step side of the building. And so I think we're not asking for kind of more space. It's pretty, it'll be kind of tight even with that, but it'll be basically almost double the size of the bathrooms now. So,
Right.
So we are trying, to answer your question, yes, we're asking for essentially the minimum, but it also blends into the shape of the existing non-conforming structure.
Thank you.
Thank you, good question.
No, I'm good. I have a lot of memories of going there, and none of the memories going to the bathroom are particularly pleasant. So I think you've done a fine job, Jay, and I would encourage you to breathe now.
I know, I was losing my breath there. My clothes are all tight, I've got a weight on me, so I feel like I'm a
You know,
little...
we're all patrons of that old establishment, and I think it's fair to say that this much, I think we'll share that we applaud your collective efforts of trying to improve it and reopen and
Say,
say it.
It's
Yeah,
on the order.
there's no other, the closest place for those of us who live in that area. And there's a lot of people, really, we think about Blakesley on the other side of the hill and that sort of thing. The closest place is Little Satan's Diner. Every time I go in there and ask for whiskey, they just kind of shake their heads and walk away. So I think I think, as you said earlier, it's a benefit to the community, not one.
This is just part of the renovations that families consider. So, like I said, we want this to be a place that we'll be welcome to come back and enjoy it with more family instead of just shots of whiskey in the parking lot.
I've frozen many times there on the snowmobile too.
Yeah.
Well,
They own the fields behind it, so the snowmobiles come through and park in their field up currently.
That's right, yeah, we did, down near the fence.
Yep, that's theirs.
Haven't been doing much of that the last couple of years.
No.
Not much snow.
Wow.
As a requirement. I'm heading to Florida, so I don't care. All right, nobody else wants to speak in opposition, obviously, nobody else here. So I guess, unless there's something else you want to add?
I'll gladly sit down.
Jay, I need to step out in the hall, you can take your mask off, you're welcome.
Okay. I'm okay right now.
I feel
That's what it is, I'm like breathing like heavy.
we are your friends and neighbors, we're appointed by the commissioners, and we do this, civic duty, we get a pittance, but, it's, we're not here by chance. We try to work with folks. And sometimes we can, and sometimes we make people mad, but that's the way it is. All right, we're gonna go ahead into deliberations now, we'll take no more testimony and make a decision. Unless we get into an argument, we got a 2 and 2 here, but I don't think we'll have a problem making a decision on this one.
Bruce, all the letters were in favor, you said?
Yes.
All right, a motion from someone, or we can discuss?
Make a motion to approve.
Have a motion to approve, second.
I'll second.
All right, any more discussion, any further requirements besides the standard? Okay, there is, as-built survey and thing on there, the first standard for all of these. And granting a variance for this does not grant a variance for all sides and that sort of thing. All right, well, with that, all in favor of the, Pima?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous approved. Good job.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
Thank
We
you
will
very much.
be happy to let you know when we're.
Yeah, we don't want to lose our businesses and our, people, resident stuff here is really easy to do, the business stuff as a whole.
What's your, this is the side where, we're finished, basically, it's been approved, but what's your timeframe, just out of curiosity?
We're hoping, well, we did renew the liquor license, but we have to have it open by September of next year.
No,
So we're renovating the house right now.
Yep.
As soon as we get that done, we're gonna start renovating the bar. So we're hoping late spring, at the very latest,
Cool.
to get it
That's
open.
Yeah.
So,
I wouldn't even be hurry, this COVID stuff ain't helping.
I know, I've been, kind of holding back on that, which works with us, because we don't want to do everything at once.
But once the spring comes, if it's a real spring, sometimes it's different for you, But, you've got plenty of room in your parking lot there, and you can set, even with Brenda's, what she did was, the pizzeria, she put some picnic tables in the parking lot behind. And so people were allowed to be outside, that's what we do the same, and it's been done there before.
Yeah, well, we had in mind to do kind of a courtyard type place,
Nice.
that it's pretty,
Sure.
not just picnic tables in the parking lot. And since we own the property next door, we can kind of adjust that however we need to with COVID, because, I think it's gonna be ongoing for a while, and we have to deal with it.
Yes. Well, thanks very much.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. And
Oh.
I'll get some air. I was like, that never happened to me before, but you're right, it's probably, I can't breathe into this.
Well, when you're trying to talk and that's when you get caught up.
Appreciate it. So this is officially approved, we don't need to wait for anything?
No, you can go ahead and apply for a permit.
Somebody can appeal the case within 30 days,
Okay.
but, doesn't sound like you're gonna be between now and then
No,
anyway.
we will.
Doesn't, you have an opposition, so that,
Nobody showed it.
Yeah, just get a hold of me on Monday.
Thank you.
we don't want to have no assistance do the rest of the process.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, thank
You
you.
all have a good night.
Thanks.
Would you mind to tell the sheriff's deputy to let the next
Yeah,
case up for us?
Okay.
Thank you. You all have a good night.
You too.
All right, fellas, so you got everything you need?
We should have had a condition.
They have to.
For the parking spot, right? Yeah. Okay, this is 806.
Don't forget your own national
Yeah,
live
okay.
broadcast.
Well, anybody who's watching, it's been there before, they would agree. 806, right?
15, right?
It's 807 when you start drive.
I know.
Was it 807?
That's what screwed me up, I'm telling you.
It's 807.
Just testing you.
I got one there.
I wanted to get the easy one out of the way.
What's the thing we have
Yes,
to do?
it is. That's right, I put there on channel. Some of those other physical consideration for sure. And 3.
These are tough times, so have to make adjustments.
All right.
Next.
Just sign your name on the check bottle.
That's all I have to do.
I'll fill in the amount.
Okay.
Harvey's check, I couldn't figure it out.
Oh, yeah. Sound like a good.
Yes, sir. All righty, thank you. You got one, put 806 on that other one.
How did we end up going backwards?
Easy to
This one
learn.
might take a little bit longer, boy.
Oh, okay. I'm not arguing, I'm just.
Yeah, but I'm just
There was one that we got positive notes and one that we got negative notes. One right there. I think they want to see what it is. This could be one of those that once they see that it's less than what the other one wants, they'll be happy with it. Evening, how are you? You all are welcome to sit down. If you're together,
Yeah.
you can sit together. If not, I'd like you to spread out.
Alright.
How you doing?
Pretty good.
And are you Matty?
Yes.
Okay, and you are
John, representative.
John Bell?
Yes.
Okay, all right, nice to meet you, John. Bruce. And Mr. Logston?
Speaking.
Very good.
Is this all we're gonna have for everybody else?
I believe so.
Alrighty, I'm gonna go ahead and go, with this case variance before the board. We'll start taking testimony from the applicant, and then we'll listen to those in favor, and then we'll listen to those opposed. And then the applicant will have a chance to rebut any testimony. We start with the reading of the, appeal and then any letters and correspondence that we may have received. And we might as well get started.
This is special exception, this is variance, VR 806. An application submitted by Matty Freeling has applied for a variance to allow the construction of a single-family residence to within 11 feet of the east side of the property and 10 feet of the west side. Property is located at 483 North Shore Drive, Swanton, Maryland, tax map 59, parcel 110, grid 14, and is zoned LR1. And I believe Matty Freeling is here to present that case.
Thank you.
Why don't you just-
Stand right everybody's chair.
Correspondence.
Yes, sir. No, we do not on this case. We had a couple of phone calls, inquiries on the information, and Mr. Logston asked to appear in person to present evidence.
And Nothing written for him to come.
Nothing in written form.
Go ahead, swear in. You solemnly swear firm testimony about to give this application for variance before the Deep Creek Watershed Board of Zoning Appeals, truth, the whole truth, so you swear affirm.
Yeah.
And we are your friends, your neighbors. Don't worry about being precise in your stuff. Try to relax. Doesn't help with these gnats on, but last time you done your past life was good rooties.
Matty, if I could get you to stand on the other side of the chair so that you're in, closer to the computer.
This is a live broadcast, in case
Oh,
you didn't
okay.
know.
No, I didn't realize that.
We have to do that now.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm interested in building a single-family house. My family's been coming to Deep Creek for several years. We're very excited. We found a plot of land in an area that's really beautiful and kind of excited about this. Unfortunately, the plot of land is quite narrow, which is going to make it difficult to build a house of a reasonable size in that location. So we're asking just to build the house a little bit closer to the sidelines than is usual for the zoning rules. We're not asking for any change in the setback of the rear property line. This is really just to make the house a reasonable width, 28 feet. And the house will be 40 feet long, which should be in compliance with all the regular zoning rules at this point.
Plat and elevation plans,
Yes.
and we know the property, we're familiar with the property. We also have a settlement agreement document here from the previous case. Is it your opinion that this house falls within that settlement agreement?
Yes. And actually, the settlement agreement really focuses mostly on the rear property line, and there's a restricted zone of 32 feet from the rear property line that is mentioned in the agreement. This current property that we're going to be building is farther away from that restricted zone than the original plan. So this should be 42 feet from the rear line, which is significantly farther from the rear restricted zone.
It's actually 44 feet.
Sorry,
And this property was previously approved by this board for variance. It eventually ended up going back and forth, and there was a settlement agreement that are referred to there. Those are things that for you to consider.
Right. So, and the reason why we're requesting the variance again is that the original one had expired. It had been more than a year or two since the original application.
All right, Bob, got any questions?
Yes, sir.
Bruce?
Nope.
Good questions.
Do we need any more particulars? Practical difficulty and hardship is obvious by the documents presented and testimony made. And the elevations show what it's gonna look like for the sort of thing. Okay, anybody else want to speak in favor? We got that, swear you in connection with as part of testimony, but I don't think you want to go through all that.
Well, thank you very much.
All right, well, sit down and you'll have a chance to say anything. Mr. Lawson, is that right? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this application for a variance before the Deep Creek Watershed zoning appeals, truth, the whole truth, so you swear or affirm?
I do.
And name and address for the record?
And W.F. Logsdon, 7153 Harlan Lane, Sykesville, Maryland.
Notice you're the neighbor, I guess.
I'm the A-frame, east side.
Okay.
Go?
Go.
Okay, first of all, I want to, thank the committee. I'm in no way, shape, or form objecting to what the gentleman wants to do. I do have some questions, however, with regards to various aspects of the hearing and the property itself. Should I start? Okay. The other day I talked to Mr. Metz over the phone with regards to the notice that was sent. There are some adjoining property owners, not necessarily going to butt right up to this property, but were not notified in this letter. And I don't know whether that's a technicality or not. I don't care one way or the other. One particular property was at least almost a quarter of a mile away, was in no way, shape, or form could even see this law. Was notified.
We often hear that the ordinance between the law requires us to just adjacent property owners, but there is notice in the newspaper also.
Well, not everybody, I'm new here, not everybody gets the Republican. I do, fortunately, I saw it.
Are you stating that, a property owner that touches that property was not notified?
I didn't say touched it.
Okay, that is an adjoining neighbor, and that is my focus. And I make sure that everybody that touches that property, they call it contiguous neighbors, get that certified letter. And then we advertise 2 weeks in a row prior to this hearing in the Republican. And we also post the property, so we've made 3 attempts to get everybody included. I just want to let you know that.
Okay, my question then arises is, why did Michael and Loretta Combs get a notice? There are people that can't even see this lot.
Perhaps they own one of the lots that are empty next to that one.
Okay, I'm not gonna belabor that point. I arrived today at the property, there was no sign posted on the property.
That's because we took it down when we
It was
visited.
thrown on top of my trash bin, where it was thrown.
I thought it was the property owner, so I will get that tomorrow.
That's no big deal, I just want to tell you the sign wasn't there. Okay. Who is right now the current owner of the real estate? Mr. Kennedy still?
No, there's 3 partners.
Kennedy,
Myself,
Group.
Mike Kennedy, and Jimmy Neal.
I was glad to hear, I think, and I'll probably butcher your name, Freeland was going to go with single-family residence. That pleases me and my family very much. The only question is, will it become a transient rental unit down the line?
That's not currently the plan, no. I can't tell you down the line forever, but right now it's for my family, personal use, for any year come, the foreseeable future that I can see, but.
Will it be stick built, or will it be modular units brought in and hooked together?
It's gonna be state up.
Who's the builder?
Working on that, right now I'm looking at a couple of builders, but John Unit is one of them.
Okay, I do have the 2 documents, a recorded easement, it's in the book and page number for that, and I do have a settlement agreement with Mr. Kennedy, with my family. I would like to, I guess it's part of that, can those documents be submitted through the file?
Sure. I think this is the settlement agreement you're talking about. If, whatever you want to submit, that's fine. I might use exhibit 1 and 2 then. Okay, yeah, but this one's probably somewhere there.
I think this one's signed by the board.
That's good.
Right. Okay. Just a technicality, I don't know whether it's, makes a difference or not, but, settlement agreement says 11.5 feet to us, and your plan says 11 feet.
The plan actually says 11.5 and 10.5.
Yeah,
11.5
The summary, if I may, when variances are asked for, we ask the applicant to ask for, to round it up to the next nearest foot, so that if they're off a fragment, that it'll still be within their rights.
Have you seen the proposed plan?
It's the same one I had from Mr. Kennedy, I don't know.
It's not the same.
You're gonna like this plan better than,
I saw his file that showed the floor plan and the layout of what this would be built.
Did you see this? The site plan?
So you're telling me this notice says 11, but it's really 11.5?
That's what it says right here.
And what's this say?
This is exactly what it's gonna be. That is a bit of an extra to make an allowance for a mistake. But this is what it's supposed to end up being.
And you don't have an as-built survey, with the survey. That's part of the plan.
Okay, so I had the hearing say you are going to be back 44 feet from the buy-down line, is that what I understand?
Yep.
That pleases me.
Yeah, that does not include the deck, that's the structure, but that's,
Right, 10-foot deck?
it might be 12 like that, which is still gonna reach the, that would be 32 feet. So it would still be outside of that restricted zone.
Okay.
so we also, to make you feel good about this, we took what Matty wanted, and we took the settlement agreement, and we took it to Highland Engineering, and we said, make sure all this works. So, Highland Engineering's engineer who drew this up, and when they did it, they were looking at the settlement agreement to make sure it all coincided.
Let me swear you in. Just on the swear affirm testimony about the this application for variance for the watershed, zoning appeals, is truth the whole truth, so you swear affirm,
I did,
your name and address.
I did John Bell, 1000 South Dixie Road,
Now, before that, cover this, go ahead.
well, so yeah, okay, so, we, when we started the project with Matty, we took the settlement agreement, and we took what Matty wanted, we took the settlement agreement, the architect, the Highland Engineering, and Highland Engineering drew it up on the little plat that you were just given, and, it does meet everything with the settlement agreement. And it's actually, I don't remember it off the top of my head, it's further back from the lake, which I knew would make you happy, it's better than what was approved last.
But the deck's big.
Yeah, the deck, yes, the deck would be 2 feet bigger.
But it's still further back from the lake.
Well, it still has see-through cabling and so on and so forth.
Likely, but I have not been.
But as part of the agreement, it has to have the see-throughs. But my main purpose for complaining about this the last time was Mr. Kennedy wanted to come up 6 inches to the property line, thus ruining my view and my family's view of the water. Because fortunately, I sit back at least 40 feet from the buy down. So as long as the deck is see-through, that I can see through it, with cabling or whatever, slats or whatever, as long as they're thin enough that I can see through it. The house is, you're telling me is going to be 44 feet back, but with a 14-foot deck? 12 foot. Okay.
To say on the record, if you don't mind, all parties understand the settlement agreement. So buyers, seller, you guys, the architect, Highland Engineering, they all understand the settlement agreement. So whatever's in that agreement, will ultimately be what's
It won't violate anything.
What's the plan for my driveway that's to be built?
I'm glad you're here, I didn't want to get hold of you up, just gonna try to get it. We can do 2 things, either A, I can get it done soon, like next week. Wanted to get through this, make sure it's good, get your driveway done as soon as I can, or 2, we can escrow money during the springtime, it's up to you. We can talk after this.
Will I still be able to use the existing driveway to access the property while the construction's going on?
Well, that'd be a question, honestly, from Matty, and if that's a concern, we can drive the time sooner than later, it's up to you.
I mean, it's all dependent, I mean, the construction is unlikely to start before spring, because we don't even have, we have more architect
drawings to be completed, and I don't have a builder, definite, in line yet. So I can't say that once construction actually starts that you can use the driveway, because they might have their equipment there, I don't know what the scene is gonna look like. So it would be obviously better for your driveway to be completed so that you have a driveway to use, because the current driveway may be obstructed, I don't know.
I didn't recognize you when we were standing outside, so you probably heard us talking too, I didn't see you loud, but, he's still in the process of interviewing builders, we were talking about 5 or 6 builders that are still outside, so reality is springtime before he starts building, and, it's up to your schedule, we can get the driveway cut in long before that, it's up to you.
So regardless of what happens at this meeting, there's still a 30-day appeal period
Yes.
before things are finalized, is that correct?
Yes, you have 30 days to appeal, working days. Our decision this evening, if you so choose.
That's pretty much all I have. The only other question I had, and it's not written down anywhere, and as a matter of fact, it expires once Mr. Kennedy sells it, is I have a boat trailer that I'd like to run across the top part of the property, if that's okay with you. You didn't have any plans for the top part of the property, other than seed. I mean, put it. Yes. Bill's Marine puts my boat in the water in the spring, I park the trailer. In the fall, I take my trailer out, otherwise it doesn't move, so it's pretty much twice a year. Just wanted to know, that's still a possibility, that's not written down anywhere.
I can't imagine that that's gonna be a problem.
You're telling me, Mr. Metz, that, 11 feet?
The site plan is what they're shooting for. Yes, 11 feet is the very outside that they can go.
And my 11.5 feet doesn't mean anything in the settlement agreement.
So where is that in the settlement agreement? I'm not sure I saw it.
Yes, sir.
It's there.
Second item.
It doesn't, there's your house.
It's 11 and a half in the settlement.
Okay, then, there's a notice is wrong, is what I'm saying.
That's what he said, Mr. Metz said, they just rounded up from the notice, but, what's on this drawing is what's accurate, what's claimed to be built.
Their testimony that this is what they're gonna do.
This, I believe what you're approving is what's on this survey.
Right.
So we're here talking now, they're gonna approve or not approve what's on this survey, and that's what has to be, will come back again. So this is, I don't know if you have a copy of it. We got plenty of it.
At the very bottom of the first page of the agreement is 11.5 feet.
Okay, that's fine.
Anything else?
That's it.
All right, sir. Anything else you gentlemen like to add?
You don't, excuse me, I'm sorry. You don't have any input into, noise and stuff like that in these transient vacation units, do you? You don't get involved in that, do you?
Only when they apply for a special exception for a transfer.
Do you ever deny any of those?
It's a special exception, and according to case law, it's gotta be worse proposed than anywhere else, which is often hard to turn down, but we do have, within a special exception rules, the ability to limit noise, which we do, and outside music and lighting and hours of silence and all that sort of thing. But we're not applying, he's not applying for that now. He does, change his mind. He'll have to comply with the law that all those things pertain to.
Do adjoining property owners get notified of that when it changes from single family home to?
If it's more than 5 bedrooms. 5 bedrooms or less are allowed by right. 6, 7, and 8 bedrooms require special exception in LR1, which is where that is. So it'd have to be a big, much bigger house to have that problem. How many bedrooms?
I think it's 4 bedrooms, yeah, 4.
So it's only a 4-bedroom house to begin with.
All right, thank you, sir. Anything else? All right, that closes our testimony part of this hearing, and we'll go on to deliberations and decide what we're gonna do here. And no other testimonies to be taken. All righty, gentlemen, we're ready to hand that. Does somebody have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion approved and a second, discussion. The standard, caveats, not survey as built, approved, does not establish a setback for the entire property line. Those sort of things, anything else? Maybe. We might have approved as presented. All right? All right.
You can refer to the date of the site plan, September 2020.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Alrighty.
Good.
Good to go?
Good, good. Yes, sir, you too.
You all can give me a call when you get the plans together and we'll
Okay.
work it out. all right?
Okay, great, thank you very much.
Have a good night.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just the next one. Get circled as
No.
Just up at the top.
Okay, good.
You call special sections.
You know, after 30 years, I almost have it, then they changed the darn thing.
I'm sorry, these are. This is about- He's not going in the rear yard though. This is for my house.
So on the approval of the as-built, I would like somebody from the office, one of your inspectors or something to go out there.
Yeah. Start looking at it.
On this again, before we actually approve it. Unless you guys say contingent upon the inspection passing. Visual inspection. Yeah, actual inspection.
Don't walk between the existing building and the lake, make sure it's not backwash.
Well, then you turn that thing off and then we're done.
Pull down the lid.